Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is going to be a Second and Spruce RTS haul. So this RTS is kind of a combination of a couple of different things. She had extras from the Emerald City pre-order that she did a few months back, the like Wizard of Oz focus pre-order. She poured some new blends for this list, and then she also had a set of blends that she poured in honor of Amanda Dixon, the owner of Salt Mountain Melts. So I have some of all of those things here to share with you today. I ended up placing 3 orders. Got my invoices for all 3. The first 2 I placed back to back. If you guys have participated in ready to ships before, you know they go very fast. And so I placed a large first order and then a smaller second order kind of immediately after. And then I was good. I really got 99% of anything that I wanted. And then like 20 minutes later, after she opened, I went back to the site and was like, what else is left? And I ended up placing a 3rd order. So this is a combination of 3 different orders across, like, I would say the first 30 minutes of her opening. I think this RTS went really well. I did have one thing jump my cart, the Island Beach Party, but I feel like she poured so much because I feel like I saw a lot of people get things that they wanted. Like I said, I was able to place 3 orders within a pretty lengthy amount of time, so I felt like items were lingering on the site for a while. So I think she did a great job at pouring because I felt like there was a lot of options. And so I hope that if you participated in this RTS that you at least got most of what you wanted. So I unpacked the box. Obviously I smelled everything and everything is packaged immaculately. Erica always does a really great job at packaging safely. It is so hot out, and so I was a little bit worried because her wax is very, very soft. I was a little worried about it being melty, and I have a few smudges here and there, but for the most part, everything looks immaculate. So I'm very happy about that. Like I said, we have invoices. We have a card from her, a business card. So this was the card that she used for the Emerald City collection. It says, thank you for supporting our small business. Love that. How adorable is that? Then this little bag of candy and then a sticker that says, I'm melting. She has, is this a sticker or a magnet? A sticker. So I have one of these already on my computer. I might see Natalie, would Axel want something like this? Maybe I'll put that in for Axel. But a cute little sticker of the wax with a little witch hat and then some candy. So that is super, super sweet. And then I got a sample, and this isn't any sample. I was hoping that this was the sample that I was going to get. Summer got her package a couple days before me, and she sent me a picture of this sample, and I said, please, please let that be the sample that I get, because this is totally my type of fragrance. So I got a sample in Santa's Christmas Shave, and I posted this on her Facebook group immediately, like, I need this for the next pre-order. Please offer this. And she said that she would. So I'm very, very happy. I'm gonna need to melt this. I want to see what I think about it on warm so I can figure out how crazy I need to go in this next pre-order. So Santa's Christmas Shave has notes of shaving cream, peppermint, mallow fireside, and a hint of Christmas buttercream. I love shaving cream. It's one of my favorite scents. I absolutely love peppermint. And then you get kind of that creamy marshmallow buttercream scent in here. This is beautiful. You definitely have to like peppermint, and I think you have to like shaving cream to some extent because this is very shaving cream, very peppermint, very minty. This is so pretty. I do feel like I'm getting that buttercream, or kind of that marshmallow is bringing the peppermint and the shaving cream together. But this is definitely a very minty, fresh, masculine bedroom, bathroom type scent. Very crisp. And I know this is marketed obviously as a very Christmas forward scent with the name, with the scent notes, everything. But this is a year-round type of scent for me because it's just crisp and fresh and clean. I love this. I'm gonna get many loaves of this, I think, if she does offer this in the pre-order, and she said that she will. And I think she said that maybe would be in September. Santa's Christmas Shave. If you like shaving cream, if you like peppermint, oh my goodness. So very, very happy about that. This is a big order, you guys. So next I got one shape, and this was one of her Amanda memory types of scents. So the label says in loving memory of Amanda Dixon, which I think is really, really special. So this one is Over the Salt Mountain. It's like 2 large roses. So this one is Where There's Smoke blended with Cozy Beach Party. I love Where There's Smoke. I love her beach nights. Can't remember what makes up Cozy Beach Party, but it might just be some additional vanilla fragrances. I can't remember. And this is really nice. I just get a really creamy Where There's Smoke. So if you're familiar with that, it's like a smoky by the fireplace type. So it's got, I think, some of the replica perfume oil in it. It's perfumey, but woodsy and smoky. And then you get the creaminess from the beach nights in here. Really, really pretty. Just a classic scent. I think you can melt something like this on its own, or this would be a good blending type of fragrance too. Very pretty, just classic scent. Over the Salt Mountain. And then for tubs, I've got tubs then and then mini loaves. For tubs, I picked up Father Knows Best. So this one is the Fleur father figure type, and I wasn't going to pick this one up because Troy from Teddy Bees is the Fleur father figure type, and I have quite a bit of that, and so I was like, do I need it from 2 vendors? And my head went into this RTS saying, no, you don't need it from 2 vendors. But you know how it is when you're in an RTS and you're just kind of in that adrenaline rush and you're throwing things in your cart. I ended up grabbing this one as well. So this is Fig, Dewy Cassis, Creamy Sandalwood, Orris Root, and Madagascar Vanilla. And I mean, and no complaints. This is so pretty. This is a very fresh, kind of masculine leaning cologne scent, but it smells very fresh air to me. It's very crisp and clean. It really smells like fresh air, and I don't know how best to describe it, but there's just something kind of ozonic about this a little bit, plus the masculine cologne. This is gorgeous. I have no regrets picking this up. I know, like I said, it wasn't in my plan, but it is so pretty. So if you like fresh scents, ozonic and masculine cologne, Father Knows Best, I think you would really, really like that. Then I got 2 tubs in 2 different orders of Holly and Hearth. So this was one that I feel like she added at the last minute because I don't remember seeing this one when she kind of unveiled her list. And then later on when I looked at it, I saw this scent. And so she must have poured it during the week. July 8th. When was this RTS? I can't remember. Like the 12th or the 13th or something. Yeah, so she must have poured it kind of in that week between unveiling the list and then the RTS. In any case, I love these types of scents. I have really, probably in the last 2 years, gotten into very Christmassy, nostalgic fragrances. And so when I saw this and I saw the notes, I thought I had to have it. So Holly and Hearth is Christmas Simmer Pot, Oh Christmas Tree, Hollyberry, Fireplace, and a subtle extra hint of smoke. Did you guys see the label? The little hearth right there? Gorgeous. I love this. This is everything I hoped it would be and more. This is very much simmer pot. Like, you get kind of the orange, the citrus, the cinnamon in a pot on the stove. You get those fragrances, almost kind of potpourri-esque in some ways, craft store in some ways, but that type of fragrance for me is very nostalgic and just very holiday Christmas-esque. And then you get some of the tree, some fireside notes, but I feel like that Christmas simmer pot, that's what's the most prominent. I don't know what comprises the note of a Christmas tree. This is definitely a cozy Christmas simmer pot. You definitely have to like orange, cinnamon, kind of cranberry, those fragrances. And I think this would even be better if the tree was amped up a little bit. Like, I could see if the tree was a little bit stronger, how much more I would love this. I still love this now, but I think it could use some balsam or some Christmas tree. So I might have to do some blending with it. But it is a gorgeous kind of Christmas simmer pot scent. Very, very glad that I got two of holly and hearth. So this next one I got in both a tub and a mini loaf. Actually, here's my mini loaf, so I can move that right now. I only got it at first in the mini loaf, and then when I went back for my third order, I ended up getting it in a tub. I can't believe it hung out on the website for as long as it did. And that is Midnight Campsite. So I will use the tub, so a little bit less crinkling. But Midnight Campsite is caramelized marshmallow, smoky campfire, and sugar cookies. Seems kind of like a basic marshmallow fireside type scent. This is so pretty. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me a lot of the campfire marshmallow from Rose Girls. The one that Rose Girls and Scoopable Wax, or Macaroon. I'm not sure what Kathy's new business name is called, but that campfire marshmallow oil, where it's very, very creamy and sweet. It's more marshmallow heavy and a little less smoky than your traditional marshmallow fireside. That's what you get from this. Just the creamiest, gooeyest marshmallow. You get the hints of the fireplace in the background. This is gorgeous. I know this is one that Summer loves and was really excited that it was on the list. And so I'm glad that I grabbed both the tub and the mini loaf. Another Amanda Dixon in memory of blend. This one is 5 o'clock at the Palms. This one was definitely on my third order because I don't always love these types of scents. I like them and I appreciate them, but these very fruity, heavy scents, I kind of get tired of fast. But again, it was one of those things, like the FOMO starts kicking in. You want to just load up the cart. At least that's how I get in RTSs. I can go crazy. So this got added to the cart kind of without too much thought in my brain. So this one is lime margarita, key lime pie, strawberry pound cake, sugar cookies, vanilla, and sugar. That's what that one looks like. This is very much lime margarita. I get the key lime pie. Very, very sweet, at least on the top. Oh, let me see. I don't know if I smelled the bottom. I don't know if it's layered or if it's just the same scent but different colors. No, I don't think it's layered. I think it's just colored, two different colors. Yeah, I don't really get much of the strawberry pound cake or like the sugar cookies or anything. Definitely picking up that lime margarita and that key lime pie. So if you like those kind of lime fizzy scents, this one would be for you. I will definitely enjoy this. Probably not one I need more of though, but next summer that will be really good for some hot summer days. And then the last tub I got, I was very, very excited about getting this tub, but also was very nervous about this tub, and that is Autumn Air. So these types of scents are my types of fragrances Fall is definitely my favorite melting season. I love these earthy atmospheric scents. I love fall atmospheric the best. I love leaves and kind of crunchy leaves and, you know, those earthy fragrances. And so was very excited about this scent. However, I don't always love Erica's Fir Needles oil, and that is a note in this blend. And so I was like, well, do you try it and just hope that you enjoy the fir needles in this better, or do you pass on it? In any case, I decided I could not pass on this scent. So this is Falling Leaves, Fir Needles, Roasted Pine Cones, Cool Breeze, Sandalwood, and Mallow Fireside. And I do really like this, but you know what I think this reminds me of? And I was telling this to Summer, if you guys have this, I'd be curious to see what you think. To me, this is sweater weather. This very much gives me Bath & Body Works sweater weather. I wonder if it's a type. I mean, I really don't get a lot of tree, pine cone. I very much get like the cool breeze, eucalyptus, that kind of bright, invigorating fragrance. That's what I get from this right now. And I really enjoy sweater weather, so I'm very happy about that. But I wonder if you guys got this scent, what do you think? Does it pull that for you? Do you get more of the tree? I like this a lot. It's not what I was expecting, but it's definitely on the kind of fresher, yeah, eucalyptus-y sweater weather type of fragrance. That's what it's giving off to me. Really pretty scent. I'm happy with it. And I think this would be good, obviously in the fall for obvious reasons, but even in the winter, sweater weather for me, and I know this isn't that scent, but how I'm comparing it is very much both a fall and winter scent to me. I think you could do it in both, and so I could see me even melting something like this in the winter time. But that is it for the tubs, and then we can jump into the mini loaves that I picked up. First up for mini loaves, other than the midnight campsite, obviously, let me show you first what my number one item was, the thing I was going the hardest for. And based on the comments and the requests and everything, I think there were many of us going for this scent, and that is the Best Nap Ever. So I picked up 2 of the Best Nap Ever. So I've told the story many times on here, but I'm going to share it again because I'm hauling this scent. I had never tried this fragrance. This is Sweet Lavender, Pink Sugar, Cookie Bomb, Palo Santo, and Lemon Drop Cookies. When I went and saw Natalie last year, she had Morning Walk going in the open concept, and then in Axel's bedroom, she had a piece of this. And Axel's bedroom is right across from the guest bedroom where I was staying. So I kept just walking past Axel's room and being like, that smells so dang good. What the heck is that? And Natalie pulled out, it was this. You guys, I was there from Thursday to Sunday. She never changed the wax. It was one piece, and it through all 4 of those days that I was there. It was so good. And so ever since then, a year ago, I was at her house in September last year. Ever since then, I was like, I have to have this scent. And Natalie, I knew, wanted more of it, and so many of you wanted more of it. So this was my number one. This is so dang good. You can see the little lavender buds in there. This is very sweet lavender. I think you get kind of the cookie bomb. You get a little bit of the lemon cookie. There is kind of a bright citrusy note to this, just a touch. But I think the bakery mixed with the sweet lavender is why I like this so much. If you like lavender bakery, sweet lavender bakery, this is gorgeous. And this is one of those scents. A lot of times I will take these mini loaves and I will use them in my open concept. I think with these, I think I'm gonna hoard them for my bedroom and just take a piece or 2 here and there and put it in my bedroom. And I think that's how I'm going to enjoy these mini loaves, because it's just too good to put in the whole open concept. I love this so much. So glad that I was able to get some mini loaves, and I know that this sold out really, really quick. So if you were hoping to get this, I really hope that you were able to. So I got 2 of that. Then I picked up a mini loaf in I'm Going to Paris. This was from the One collection, and I have had this before, loved it, and I think it was pretty popular, so really glad that she brought it back. This is Sweet on Paris, strawberry pound cake, pistachio, and almond macarons. This one's got a little bit smudged, I'm sure from the heat and just the shipping just kind of at the top there, but I don't really care what it looks like. It smells so good. You get the strawberry pound cake, you get that Sweet on Paris, which is a very sweet, kind of feminine body care. It's got blackberry and lemon in it. So you get all those notes, and then you get this kind of nice almondy base. But I feel like the Sweet on Paris and the strawberry pound cake are definitely the prominent notes in this blend. If you like sweet strawberry bakery, if you like blackberry at all, I would highly recommend this. And I think the colors, like, that's just such a beautiful mini loaf. So very happy to have some more of this, and I know that I will thoroughly, thoroughly enjoy that. I grabbed Santa's Cinnamon Crunch Cookies. And so I had to have this for 2 reasons. 1, it has milk and cookies in it, and 2, it has eggnog in it. And if you've tried either of her eggnog or milk and cookies blends, you know how good both of those oils are. And so I was like, milk and cookies, eggnog, and then cinnamon crunch cookies. I thought this sounded so, so good. And it is. What I really get the most, I'm not sure I'm picking up a ton of milk and cookies at this point, but I'm getting the eggnog. It's a very sweet, very creamy, boozy eggnog, and then you get the cinnamon sugar mixture. If you like cinnamon sugar bakery, you would love this. If you've had her eggnog, you would also love this. This is so pretty. It's just getting me really excited for fall and Christmas melting, and the fact that we're getting closer and closer to melting tree and melting eggnog and all of those beautiful scents of fall and winter. Put the lime in the coconut. So this is one that I've heard a lot of rumbling about. I think most people got a sample of this and maybe the Emerald City collection. I did not get this as a sample, but I've seen people be searching the D-Stash groups for this, and I'm like, I don't even think she's poured it yet. I think it was only given as a sample, but I've seen a lot of hype around this just on Facebook, so I was very looking forward to trying this. This is Beach Party, which is her beach nights type, key lime pie, toasted coconut cookies, coconut cream pie, and sugar cookie bomb. This is really pretty. This I really like because you get the bakery notes to it. You're getting kind of that cookie, the pie, the sugar cookie bomb. It's fruity without being overly fruity. Like that tub of 5 o'clock in the Palms or whatever it was called. That is like a very fizzy, fruity, bright, effervescent kind of in your face scent. This one has some of those qualities too, but you get the sugar cookie, you get those bakery notes. I'm getting the coconut in this. This is really pretty. I can see why so many people were loving this. That kind of makes me think a little bit of Island Beach Party, which Island Beach Party is the one scent that jumped my cart. And I knew it was limited in pour, but I had to have more of that scent. Luckily, I got some in a D-Stash, so I am good on the Island Beach Party, but I was sad because I definitely wanted some more of it. But luckily that same night or maybe the next day or something, I ended up getting 2 tubs of it. So I am good, but I was definitely looking forward to getting more of that scent too. Okay, next is Black Cat Stroll. This is another one of the Amanda memory scents, And I thought this sounded so good for fall and Halloween this year. So that's my hope. I'm gonna put this in my fall melting basket. Apple cider donuts, blackberry, a hint of raspberry, and sugar cookies. This is really pretty. I get the raspberry. Erica has the best raspberry. I love her raspberry. So you definitely pick that up. You pick up the blackberry. Her blackberry to me is a very deep macerated blackberry, very, very juicy. It's not tart or anything like that. Very deep blackberry. And then you get some of that apple cider bakery. This is really, really pretty. Classic kind of fall scent, but I like the blackberry and kind of raspberry being added to something like apple cider donut, because I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that before. So that one's really, really nice. Next is Cashmere Cozy and London Fog Latte. So I'm pretty sure I have London Fog, I think it's called. This is Cashmere Cozy mixed with London Fog Latte. And Cashmere Cozy is cashmere cedar, cashmere cream, and mallow fireside. So this one, I'm really getting the London Fog Latte. And so if you have her London Fog blend on its own, that's what I'm getting from this too. I really can't say I'm picking up anything in this Cashmere Cozy kind of section of this. So I'm not getting cashmere cedar, the cashmere cream, or the marshmallow fireside. But I'm definitely picking up the London Fog. If you like tea, Earl Grey tea, lavender, those types of fragrances, this is strong. Erica has very, very strong wax, but this is incredibly strong. Really, really pretty. I think I will enjoy it. Not one I need more of. And I think it's one I'm gonna have to melt a little bit sparingly, just because I think this will blow you out of house and home if you're not the most careful with it. Next, I have Whispering Tides. So this one is Lost at Sea mixed with Palo Santo. And Lost at Sea is ocean waves, sea breeze, grassy dunes, and dark berries. Okay. I've mentioned this before, but I will say it again now, and I don't mean for this to be rude, but this is just how I'm going to compare this, because this is what I think of when I smell this scent. This Lost at Sea, to me, smells very, very similar to Jaws from Super Tarts. I would have to get the bags out and smell them side by side, but I've been melting Jaws for many, many years. And the first time I smelled Lost at Sea, I went, this smells like Jaws. And it is the most glorious scent. I'm not saying that's what she was trying to do, I don't know, but just for comparison purposes, if you're wondering what this smells like and you've smelled Jaws, I think this is very, very similar. Or if you haven't smelled Jaws and you've wanted to, but you got Whispering Tides, the Palo Santo is not included in Jaws. Super Tarts does have a Jaws and Palo blend. It's called Killspin Beach, I think, or something like that. But if you're curious what that smells like, it smells a lot like this. It smells so good. It's fresh, aquatic, salty sea air, slightly sweet from the berries. I don't know if I get a ton of Palo in this, but it is gorgeous. You guys know how much I love Jaws, so I also love this. This is stunning. And I don't mean to say that in a rude way or anything like that, but the reason I do these videos is to talk about the wax and compare it to things and give my thoughts and impressions. And so if something smells like something I've tried before, or maybe you've tried before, as a consumer, like when I watch videos, I think that's really helpful, because then I can decide if it's something that I need, if I would like it, you know, I don't know. So that's why I say it, not to be rude to talk about another vendor during a vendor wax haul, but just to help give comparisons so you can decide if it might be something you want to pick up in the future. But in any case, all that to say, I love that. That is such a good, fresh, aquatic blend. Then we have Changed for Good. This is from the Emerald City collection, and this one is sheer jasmine, freesia, cyclamen, suede, vanilla, sugar sandalwood, creamy musk. So Summer looked up these scent notes, and Summer thought it maybe was a Fleur perfume type, or like similar to a Fleur perfume. I'm not very familiar with many Fleur perfumes, so I couldn't tell you. But it does smell kind of like a perfume. It reminds me a little bit of the Father Figure one that I just showed, the Father Knows Best. And I said that it smelled very fresh air. I get that kind of same fresh air scent from this. This one definitely leans more perfumey, feminine in nature, where the Fathers Know Best is definitely more of a masculine scent. This is very, very pretty. Really like the little bit of freesia you get, some of the jasmine, slight floral perfuminess, but also very fresh air, very aquatic. Really, really pretty. Glad I got this one. This one was a scent that I was kind of going back and forth on. I didn't know if I needed it or not, and then decided that yes, I did. So that is Changed for Good. What to next? Then we have Oat and Bloom. This one I think is a new scent to her shop. This is Lavender Bloom's Creamy Oat Milk and Vanilla Cream. I wasn't so sure about the lavender and the milk, but I thought I love her other lavender blends, and so I wanted to give it a try. This is interesting. So you definitely get that pretty lavender. This one's definitely more of an herbal lavender, whereas some of the other blends lean on the sweet side. This leans more herbal. And I think you can tell that based on the notes. It's Lavender Bloom, so it is more of an herbal lavender. And you definitely get like a creaminess, a milkiness, kind of bakeryness to this. It's interesting. I like it. I don't know if I love it. I think it's one that I will have to melt. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around milk or cream and fresh lavender. Like, they don't seem to go together in my head. And even like the lavender lattes at Starbucks and stuff, I can't quite get my mind around lavender and like coffee together. So I kind of feel that way about this scent. But I think it's one I just need to melt and see how I feel on warm. Really pretty though, like the cream notes in here, the vanilla cream, the oat milk, they don't smell sour. Sometimes that's something I get from fragrances or oils like that, is that they smell like pungent and sour, and I don't get that from this. But I think this is one that I will just have to warm. Don't hate it. I think I'm just figuring that one out. Speaking of coffee type scents, I picked up a Latte Daah. So I've had a little bit of a history with this scent. I got this scent for the first time in a bundle in a D-stash, and I wanted everything else in the D-stash, but I didn't care about this. And so I gifted, I think it was a tub, I gifted it to Natalie. I'm not a big coffee person in wax, so I was like, Natalie can have it. She loves coffee. She loves this scent. She can have it. So sent this to her. I can smell this like through the bag away from my face right now. I lately have been enjoying coffee a little bit more. I don't hate it anymore. It's something I'm kind of gradually getting into. If it's a really well done coffee, I don't want to melt it every day, but occasionally I'm dipping into the coffee world. And so I wanted to try this one again. This is espresso, vanilla pound cake, pecan, zucchini bread, and brown sugar. Like I said, I can smell this throughout the bag. So this is definitely one that needs to be double bagged, and also one that I need to use sparingly. But this is really pretty. It just smells like a very strong cup of espresso or espresso beans that like somebody is behind the counter grinding up. You might have a little bit of like pastries in the glass kind of front case there, or somebody eating pastries. You get kind of a sweetness to this blend. Very, very pretty. Definitely have to like coffee. This is a coffee forward scent, but I could see me enjoying just like a couple pieces of this in my kitchen on a Sunday morning, especially in the fall and winter. I could see me really liking this. So I'm glad to have picked this up. And I never melted any of Latte Daah the last time because, you know, I wanted to send Natalie the full tub. So we'll give it a try. We'll see what I think. If I don't like it, I know who I can send it to. And then lastly for this haul, this was an accident, but this was a happy accident. I picked up 2 of Surf's Up. I ended up picking up 2 in my first 2 orders. So order 1 and order 2. You know, when you're moving so fast and then you go place your second order and you're like, honestly, I don't even know what I got in my first order. That's kind of what happened. I was just moving so quickly. I didn't realize that I'd already picked up 1 in the first order. But I'm not going to complain because I love these types of scents and this is beautiful. Pretty sure I've had this before in a sample. Beach Breeze, Cedar, Vetiver, Moss, Amber, Musk, and Vanilla. Gorgeous. This kind of gives me ocean air, sea salt breeze, but also a little bit kind of barbershop masculine cologne. There's something maybe from the musk, the amber, the cedar that's very cologne to me, but then you get the beach breeze and it's very fresh air, very crisp, very clean. This would be perfect for spring or summer. This is so, so nice. Like I said, if you like masculine, if you like fresh, aquatic, atmospheric, Surf's Up. Really good, really good. And I'm glad that I mistakenly got 2. But that is it. This haul is not long enough. Sorry for chit-chatting so long, but I didn't want to rush through all these scents and I wanted to really share my thoughts. So I would love to know, did you guys purchase from this RTS? What blends did you get? Did you get any of these? Or I would love to hear your thoughts on them. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next one. Bye.